That's even creepier because I was home by myself that night, naked, you feel me? He's watching me through the window. I don't even know it. And he's trying to get in.
Gentlemen, stomp your feet, and ladies, clap your hands. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Gentlemen, stomp your feet, and ladies, clap your hands. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel, KCTV. Thank you for tuning in once again. So as you can see by the title, this is going to be another story time, but this story time is like creepy as fuck. So let's just get right into it. All right, so we're just gonna take this story from the top, which creepily, it actually started a month after I moved in. Basically, a month after I moved in, I started seeing this man hanging around the complex. He would be between my building and the building next to me, and he would always just be sitting outside on the stairs, either just sitting there, walking around, or smoking a cigarette. At first, I was like, okay, this is just somebody that lives here. Y'all know that I work for myself, so therefore I don't have like a consistent day-to-day schedule. So anytime I will be in and out, I will always see him, like whether it be 2 p.m. or whether it be 1 in the morning. At first, I wasn't paying much attention to him, but the more I kept on seeing him, something just told me like something off about him, but he never said anything. He never did anything. He would just be there. Things started getting a little weird when like one time he had knocked on my door and I went to like go look through the peephole. And I mean, he didn't really want nothing. Like, I wasn't gonna open the door, like, once I seen it was him, because I'm like, okay, I don't know who this man is, and I don't know why you knocking on my door. Like, I ain't got shit for you, sir. I watched through the peephole until he left and waited like another 10-15 minutes, and then I opened the door and saw that I had a package. So then I'm like, it kind of eased my mind a teeny tiny bit, because I'm just like, okay, well, maybe he's strangely being a good Samaritan and just letting me know that my package is at the door or whatever, right? Then fast forward, I don't know, this was just another random time. I was leaving out my apartment and I was walking down the hallway, and I felt like somebody was watching. Like, y'all know the song, like, why do I feel like somebody's watching me? Like, literally, that song played in my head as I was walking down the hallway. And then I was just like, let me turn around and look. So I turn around and look, and he's like watching me from the top of the stairs, like peeked over the stairs, just looking down at me. And I'm like, okay, just turned back around and kept on walking. I'm like, okay, this nigga's weird, whatever. Basically, he would watch me coming in and out, but he never said anything. And really, I mean, he would watch anybody coming in and out because he was always sitting around. So I still was just like, all right, he just a weird dude that just be creeping. Fast forward, I actually stopped seeing him. I started seeing him around like August, and then I stopped seeing him in like maybe September, October, up until New Year's. Hadn't seen this man, so I completely forgot about his existence, right? So New Year's rolls around. My friend comes into town. So now we on to Friday, which is New Year's Eve. So at 6:00 p.m., me and her had went to the beauty supply store because we needed to grab some things, right? The beauty supply store is literally around the corner from my house. We coming out the beauty supply store, and I see this same man sitting in front of my car. Now, he's not sitting on my car, but like I parked like directly in front of the building. So he's like sitting against the building on the curb, but directly in front of my car. I told you, he saw me coming in and out like every day at some point. So he knows exactly what my car looks like. Mind you, I hadn't seen him in a couple of months. So like I'm looking at him like, is that the same weird dude that was around the complex? And we get in the car, and he's like watching us the entire time that we in the car. And I'm just telling my friend like, girl, that's this weird dude that I used to see hanging around the complex. Like, that's crazy. I ain't seen him in a minute. So we come back to my house. My other friend ends up coming over. And so, you know, we all just getting dressed and getting ready to go out to the party we was going to. We finish getting dressed. We leave out at 10 p.m. Y'all, remember, I said I went to the beauty supply store at 6:00 and saw him. We leave out of my house, walk out the door at 10 p.m. Why is he sitting in front of my door? He's sitting right outside my door. Now, mind you, both of my friends walked out before me, obviously, because I have to lock the door. So each time they walked out, they was like, oh shit, you scared me. Oh shit, you scared me. And so I'm thinking like, you know, one of my other neighbors is like just outside, like probably locking their door up too, and they didn't see them. So I go out, and the way I turned out, like, I don't even know how to explain it. The way I turned out, I didn't see him until I turned back around to lock my door, and he was like right there. And I was like, oh shit, you scared me. Now, mind you, he didn't say anything. Every other time I would see him, I would just see his regular face. He was light skinned, younger, probably like mid-20s. He had like an afro, maybe like 5'9" maybe. And just like slim build, like he looked regular, and he always wore different clothes. So that's why I assumed maybe he lived in like an apartment building over here. This time when I seen him, he had his hood on and he had a mask on. We leave out, I locked the door up. He didn't say anything, he didn't do anything, he just sat there. We go out to our party, we come back at around 4 in the morning. Now this part is from her perspective, what she told me, because I was lit. So I was, in and out of his sleep. She pulls into the parking spot. She says, as she pulls into the parking spot, the dude comes from the apartments next door and walks straight to the back towards my apartment. But she didn't know he was walking towards my apartment because like it was dark outside. So she just saw him walking towards the back, didn't know where he was going or anything. And so I was still asleep at this time, so I didn't know that any of this had happened. So finally, like, you know how you gotta sit there, like once you pull up to the crib, like, all right, let me gather everything, let me get myself together. All right, let's go in the house now. We change our clothes, getting ready to like unwind, lay it down for the night, because mind you, like I said, it's 4 in the morning. We start hearing like a knock on the back patio, on my back patio. So it wasn't like a knock, like it wasn't like that. It was like, we hearing those knocks. Now, let me pause the story right here and I'm going to rewind, because 3 to 4 days before my friend had came into town, I was sitting at my home office one night and I was working on a video. Mind you, it's like 11 o'clock at night. And I start hearing these knocks. Same cadence, like the same thing that I already told y'all, like the sound, like how it wasn't consistent, it wasn't too loud, it wasn't too soft, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing it, but mind you, I'm editing. So I got the music playing, people talking. My neighbors upstairs was like moving and shuffling around. So I'm hearing all of this other noise. And so I was just like, maybe I'm tweaking. I will pause the editing and I will be trying to listen to like, where is the sound coming from? Literally, I kid y'all not, this shit was like straight out of a movie. I'm trying to listen to the noise. I don't hear the noise. I press play, finish editing. I hear the noise again. So I pause it again. I'm sitting there trying to listen for it, looking at the like towards my door. And I'm like, is the knocking coming from the patio? But when I would look at the patio, I wouldn't hear nothing. Turn around to my desk, keep back working. Second I keep back working, I'm hearing the shit again. This time I turn around towards my patio door and I'm just staring at the patio door. Now I can't see out because it's dark. Like I cannot see out. So I'm just looking at it. And the way that my patio door is set up, the blinds, when they installed them, they didn't install them aligned properly. So there's like a little crack that you can see inside. But I never thought about it too much because I never, expected anybody to just be actually creeping to see inside of my apartment. I literally sit there and stare at the door for like 3 minutes, like just sitting there. I'm literally turning around in the chair and I'm just sitting there like this. Nothing. Dead silence. I don't hear a fucking peep, okay? The second I turned back around in my chair and pressed play, this time I heard, when I heard that, I'm still, like the music is still playing. In my head, I knew there's somebody out there. He was trying to get in. He was pressing on the door. Like I heard when I was sitting at the computer, I'm hearing the light knocks and then I'm hearing like pressing on my door. But I'm over here, like I said, I live alone, so I'm not trying to freak myself out. So I'm trying to like debunk all the noises. So when I heard the pressing on the door, I was equating it to like the wind. To make matters worse, y'all, I work naked, but luckily I usually always have a cover on because it's usually like sometimes a little chilly in my house. I know this is probably like not the smartest thing, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm just here to tell y'all the story. Wrap the cover around me and I just get up and I just walk back like towards my room. I didn't turn on any lights like in my room or nothing like that. I just walked back towards my room, and for whatever reason in my head I'm just thinking like, okay, if it's somebody out there, if I walk away, they'll go away. I know this sounds crazy, but this is literally me trying to calm myself down. I don't know if that's what happened, but I stayed away for like 5, 6, 7, whatever minutes. So I'm like, I go back to the computer, sit down and edit. That was it. Fast forward back to when he's knocking New Year's night. I'm not one of those. I'm not going to the door. I'm not looking out the window. I'm not. I heard the shit. You heard the shit. We know something out there. When I'm hearing noises and shit, I'm not the investigator. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna look at that shit and I'm gonna figure out my escape plan, but I'm not going to go actually see. So my friend, she's like, oh no, we need to leave. We got to stay at a hotel. We can't stay here, this, that, and the third. Now me, you know, I'm kind of prideful and stuff. So at first I'm just like, nah, girl, like, hold on. I'm just over here like, this is my crib. This is my shit. Ain't nobody finna run me out of my shit. I know how y'all, I know how this sound, but yes, that was my logic at the moment. And I was still drunk too. So it's like, and it's 4 a.m. So I'm just like, girl, you talking about a hotel, just hold on. So we lay down in my room, I put on a little movie, and then as I'm laying there, we both laying there, we hear the knock above my head in my bedroom window. So then that's when it was like, fuck all that logic shit. All right, yeah, we calling, because she was like, all right, yeah, we gotta call the police. And I'm like, yes, you know what, you're right, we gonna have to call the police. So I call the police, you know, of course I tell them what's going on, give them a description, all of that. So I don't even know how much time had went by, but it felt like forever. And so when they finally came, the police came, they, you know, banging on the door. We go to the door, they like, you know, basically give us a description of the guy, gave him the description. And so they basically just told me like, yeah, we just chased him through the woods. We got him and we need you to come identify him. My apartment is the last apartment facing the woods. Like there's nothing but woods behind us. Now I'm even creeped out even more because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this nigga tried to escape through the woods. So where did he come from? I ain't gonna lie. At first I was like, no. Can he see me? Like if he could see me identify him, I'm absolutely not coming to identify a damn thing. And then they was like, no, we're gonna put y'all in the back of the car and we're gonna like kind of like drive by. And cause you know, in the back of a cop car, you can't see in the back. We go in the back of the cop car. They had him at the front of the complex with like 3 or 4 of the cop cars. And so he was just standing outside the car. He on this side of the parking lot and we on this side of the parking lot. And so like but where I was at, I was able to clear as day see like, that's him, 150%, that's him. They take us back to my house. That was it for that night. That ended up wrapping up around like 5 something in the morning. I asked them if they were going to release him. They said no, but you know, like I just didn't know. Like I don't know how the shit goes. Like how long can you hold somebody? That happened on Friday, like I said. So then on Monday, I went up to the leasing office to tell them. So when I went up to the leasing office, come to find out, she was like, yeah, we had a trespassing order against him already because we had already had other residents complaining about him trying to break into their house. And she said that they, like once they was getting the complaints and stuff, they had got more security around here, but they had just never seen him when the security was around him. But of course, I had to be the one to catch his ass. I'm getting some curtains to cover up the little space that you can see into my apartment. I'm also going to get a Ring camera, and then I'm also going to get like a floodlight for the back, and then I'm going to get a gun. That's pretty much the story about how I brought in my New Year's. I have been really paranoid since. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be kind of lackadaisy about my surroundings because, you know, this is a good neighborhood. It's a family-friendly neighborhood. Like, I've never had any issues. My neighbors is like older, very chill, quiet neighborhood. Like, I've never had an issue. It was just him. Before, I used to just walk out my door. Now I looked at the peephole, I peeked my head out, left, right, left, right, left, right. Then the whole time I'm walking down the hallway, I'm constantly like turning back. I really don't want to live like that. But I feel like once I get my gun, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna feel way more safe because it's gonna be like, all right, try it if you want to. Come in this bitch if you want to. My family was telling me like I need to move and switch my units. But my thing is, for one, I damn near got one of the best units in this bitch. I also feel like switching units will be kind of pointless because just like how he peeped my car and saw me at the beauty supply store, he could easily do like if he decided to come back or whatever, he could definitely take a couple laps around this bitch and see my car again and wait for me to come out, and boom, now he can see, you know, where I'm coming in and out of. So I feel like regardless, it wouldn't really matter too much. You know, you hear stories about people getting kidnapped, about people, their house getting broke into, you know, men following women and like trying to follow women into their house and stuff like that. And it seems so far away. You always want to say like, oh man, that's crazy. That's sad what happened to her. I pray for her, but ain't getting me. Anybody can get got, basically. And so you just have to be really aware and just take those extra precautions, especially if you are a woman and you live alone. I'm just happy that it didn't have to escalate to the point of me actually being physically harmed. I was able to nip it in the bud and get him arrested based off of him, you know, trying to get into the house, but not actually getting into the house. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be dropping another story time for y'all because, yeah, some more bullshit happened right after this bullshit. So that concludes this video. Thank you all for tuning in again to KCTV, and I will see y'all next time.
Get down, little mom. 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 Get down, little mom.